Hey everybody, it is Jamie, and as you can see, I have now gone in and did a good chunk of dental work. My appointment was, so today is Saturday, June 10th, and I went in yesterday morning, June 9th, to do kind of the bulk of the work that I talked about in my last video. So I'll get a little closer. Right now, these are temporary veneers, and it's really to help protect my gums. You'll see right here, it's just a tad bit darker and raised, and along my gum line, there's like some black spots and stuff, and that's really because I was crossing my legs there. That's because I had gum lasering done to make those teeth look just a little bit more even and pronounced. You can see my teeth are also gonna be bigger, longer, brighter, so that's awesome. But like I mentioned in my last video, my goal with this was to obviously like fix the teeth that were sick, for more or less, you know, correct words. And this tooth was dead, so that tooth had a root canal. This tooth was inverted, had like a almost like 45-degree angle. This tooth was really small, and I had a crown back here that was pretty disgusting and ugly, so they definitely wanted to replace that as well. On this side, which is what I'm working on, I still have my hips hard. But here you'll see some of that bandage that's outside of there. I have stitches because the dentist did some bone grafting. The bone for this tooth right there didn't need any bone grafting. So once, excuse me about that, once the implant posts are ready to go in, they'll be able to do that once this heals, and then just be able to automatically drill into this part of the bone to get that prepped. So to get those implants in, I won't have a full and complete smile on the top until January of 2018. So I know this is gonna be about a 6-month process. But what will happen in the meantime is these will get about 2 weeks to heal, maybe 3 weeks, depending just on kind of how my gums kind of shape up. And then I'll go in and get the permanents for these, and then I'll get a flipper, which is like a retainer basically that has like 2 teeth sticking to it. And that will go on this side to fill in those gaps and also protect the drilling that they're gonna do for those implants. So overall, the appointment went really well. I took, I wonder if it's gonna see in here. Remember how I showed you my my treatment plan? So in here, I don't know if it tells the medicines that I took, but more or less I was given 2 tablets of something that starts with a D to take the night before the procedure. Then the night of, or the day of the procedure, I took something that starts with a T. Oh man, I wish I could remember for you. I'll have to put that on my next video, so stay tuned for that. So I was super tired, like once I got there, and their goal was, I said, we want you to get to the point where you're tired and you're just about ready to go to sleep, so that we know that you will sleep, but if we need to nudge you a little bit to wake up and ask you questions, see how you're doing, like we'll be able to easily wake you. So by the time they got going, I was sedated. I had my playlist. They had noise canceling earphones, and then I brought my own playlist of like songs that make me feel tired or whatever. And I was listening to that, and so it just felt really peaceful throughout the whole thing. I honestly don't really even know what time we got started. I know that I got there at about 7 in the morning, so maybe we got started at 7:30. But I did ask what time it was when they finished, and they told me it was right around 11:30. To have this appointment, I had to have a driver. So my brother drove me to my appointment with my 7-year-old at 6 in the morning. It was like a 45-minute drive to the dentist that I saw for this. And then also I had to have a driver on the way home, just for the fact that I was coming out of sedation. So once I was done, they kind of just said, here's your temporaries. Notice that these will be like for the shape of your teeth. Let's kind of look at colors. So I was too sedated to pick out a color that I'd like to have like the permanents be. So I'm gonna call on Monday and we're gonna kind of talk that through. I could see what they were, but I was like, I think I need the weekend to like think about it a little bit. So With that, for those of you who are thinking of getting veneers or crowns, whether they're medically necessary, like in my situation for a good chunk of it, and then obviously cosmetic just to make sure everything matches for part of it, you get this device. So this is really just one piece. They're not individual teeth. It's just one piece that they kind of just slap on, and it's made of plastic, it's bulky. It doesn't look that great, although the lighting with this light ring makes it look a lot better than it is. I was kind of like, I hope that I don't actually end up looking like that. And they were like, don't worry, this is just kind of your in-between. So I was like, okay, all right, awesome. So yeah, so that makes it interesting. I can't really like chew on anything. I'm not supposed to like bite into anything. And then talking with and S's, you don't realize that when you have like your individual teeth that air can get through those little tiny slits, even if your teeth are perfectly straight. So a lot of times I feel like I sound like I'm like whistling, but I'm not. Maybe it's just in my head, or maybe you can hear that. You'll have to let me know in the comments below. So other than this thing being like one big kind of piece of denture, basically, it feels like, I actually feel pretty good on day 2. I actually slept on a little makeup and was like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud to like go out and even show these kind of not so cute temporary teeth. So I have to imagine that the permanence will be a lot more attractive. But overall, I'm very happy with the fact that I'm not in a ton of pain. I am taking codeine though. It's Tylenol 3 for those of you who want to know, so maybe that's the reason why. And I'm alternating that every 3 hours with ibuprofen. So I really haven't had too bad of a situation yet, and I hope that it stays that way. So next appointment, let me just look at this handy dandy book. My next appointment will be scheduled for 2 hours, and that will be to place 8 upper crowns. It'll be to post-op and remove the sutures on number 5. It'll be the impressions for number 3 and number 5. Then I'll wait 3 days and I'll go back and they'll deliver the flipper. They'll adjust my bite and crown, and then I'll have those teeth for the next 3.5 months while I wait for healing, and then wait to get the crowns placed in January. So overall, my second appointment went really well. I am very pleased with the work that has been done so far. I'm looking forward to getting the permanent teeth, and I hope that I like them just as much. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, shout out a comment, subscribe if you want to. I'm kind of new to this whole YouTube thing, but I just feel like there's a lot going on in my life, and I'd love to share what I'm going through with you and take you along for my journey, because you know what, we only get life, so let's live it to the fullest. Okay, everybody, if you have questions, feel free to comment below. I'm happy to answer them for you. Okay, happy Saturday. Bye.